Hello everyone, I'm Nelson from Guangzhou Aimei. Regarding OEM and body hair trimmer development, many buyers initially think it's just about placing orders with a factory, but that's not the case. True OEM isn't just private labeling, nor is it just changing the packaging. It's about the product's appearance, functional accessories, and packaging, all redefined according to the buyer's specific needs. This is where the true value of OEM lies, because it helps buyers create products that truly belong to their brand, creating differentiation and long-term competitive advantages. But on the flip side, OEM has very high requirements for early preparation. If buyers don't clarify specifications, functions, and packaging during the project phase, it's easy to face sampling delays, rework, or even costs spiraling out of control. First, the key point. In OEM body hair trimmer development, the core isn't discussing price first, but clearly defining the product first. What does that include? For example, body dimensions, materials and surface treatment, motor type, battery capacity and runtime, comb guide sizes and attachment methods, waterproof ratings and certification requirements, as well as packaging structure, manual languages, barcodes, and shipping marks. If these details aren't compiled into a complete and clear written specification document early on, the project will likely run into issues later. Because OEM isn't buying off the shelf, it's building your product from scratch. The clearer your definition, the more accurate the factory's execution. The more vague you are early on, the higher the cost of later modifications. Let me share two very typical cases. The first is a European client's OEM body hair trimmer project. Initially, he didn't prepare a formal spec sheet, only communicating requirements sporadically via email and phone. As a result, when the samples arrived, there were many issues. The casing shape wasn't what he wanted, button placement was wrong, and even the comb guide sizes didn't match expectations. So, what happened in the end? We had to redesign and adjust, even going back to the tooling stage. A project that could have gone smoothly ended up taking 2 extra months, and sampling costs increased significantly. Actually, this problem was entirely avoidable. If the specification document had been fully confirmed at the start, the subsequent rework wouldn't have been so severe. The second case is an e-commerce seller. His OEM product was actually very well made, with competitive features and appearance. But to save on the initial budget, he launched with very generic packaging, similar to the factory's standard style. Once the product went live, the page looked just like low-priced competitors, and conversion rates wouldn't budge. Later, he redesigned the color box, optimized accessory placement, and improved the inner trays feel. The product itself didn't change, but the overall brand feel was instantly elevated, and sales showed a marked improvement. What does this show? In an OEM project, packaging isn't just a minor detail. It is an integral part of the product's value. So the final conclusion is simple. To succeed in OEM trimmer development, buyers must focus on 3 key things. First, define specifications clearly before the factory starts. Don't rely on verbal communication, and definitely not on good enough. All key parameters must be in a written document. Second, sample confirmation must be strict. Appearance, function, accessories, feel, packaging, check every single item one by one. Because one more check at the start, later on, could save you from a major rework. Third, treat packaging as brand building. Especially for e-commerce and retail clients, consumers often see the box first, before the product itself. If packaging is subpar, even great products can be undervalued by the market. The truly successful OEM sellers aren't always those with the biggest budgets, but those who treat spec confirmation, sample review, and packaging design as brand assets to be managed. OEM isn't just about a single order. It's about creating a product that sells, is memorable, and grows over the long term.